Hello, everyone. Today's training session topic is payment batch schedule based on selection via payment form. In this session, you will learn how to generate payment batch schedules directly from the payment form by selecting open orders, invoices, or GL lines. Objectives of this training session. By the end of this session, you will be able to explain the concept and purpose of payment batch scheduling. The purpose of payment batch scheduling is to simplify the process of managing multiple payments. Often, we have several open invoices for the same business partner or payment method. Instead of processing each invoice individually, we can group invoices, orders, or GL lines together and create a single payment batch for them. This grouping allows users to generate payments more efficiently, review, edit, and confirm batch schedules before generating payments. Once the payment batch schedule is created, you can open the payment batch schedule screen to review and verify the records. Here, you can confirm details, verify amounts, and make edits if required before finalizing the payment. Confidently generate, process, and monitor payment batches in the Onfinity system. You will learn how to generate payment batch schedules, understand how they are processed, and learn to monitor them within the Onfinity system. Prerequisites. Before we begin, make sure the following setups are in place in the Onfinity system to use the payment form effectively and without interruption. Valid bank account. Ensure that a valid bank account is configured in the system from which payments can be made or received. Valid customers or vendors with open transactions. There must be customers or vendors with unpaid invoices, open orders, or unallocated GL lines available in the system. Only then can you select them and generate payment batch schedules against these records. Currency conversion rates. If your organization deals with multiple currencies, ensure that the currency conversion rates are entered in the system. This will allow smooth processing of multicurrency payments. User permissions. The user role should have the necessary access rights for the payment form. Ensure that the role assigned includes permission to use the payment batch scheduling functionality. Overview of payment batch scheduling. In the payment form, there are two ways to create payment batch schedules. Based on selection, where you manually select the records, invoices, orders, or GL lines to include in the batch. Based on rules, where the system automatically picks records according to predefined rules or filters that you define. In this session, we will focus only on the payment batch schedule based on selection, where users manually select invoices, orders, or GL lines to generate the payment batch schedule. Understanding payment batch scheduling based on selection. A payment batch schedule based on selection allows users to group and process multiple invoices together into a single batch using predefined selection criteria. For example, if you have open invoices, you can select them directly in the payment form, and the system will create a payment batch schedule for those selected records. This functionality helps to automate payment processing, reduce manual effort, ensure timely settlements, maintain accuracy in financial transactions. In the Onfinity system, payment batch schedules based on selection are created directly through the payment form. Applicable scenarios. The payment batch schedule, based on selection, can be applied to multiple business scenarios, such as invoice settlements, settling multiple invoices together in one payment batch, advance deposits, managing deposits or prepayments collectively, group settlements, grouping general ledger lines for settlement, multi-currency transactions, handling payments involving different currencies. In this session, we'll begin by learning how to settle invoices in the Onfinity system by selecting multiple invoices and generating a payment batch schedule for them. We'll then explore other business scenarios step by step within the system. This is our Onfinity link, where we need to enter our credentials and click on the Login button. Once the home screen loads, we open the payment form from the menu. Now, I'll explain how you can create a payment batch schedule against invoice records. Here we have both receivables and payables sections. The user can filter records using the transaction type. After that, we can select multiple records. Here, we have selected 3 invoices, 2 schedules of the same business partner and 1 of a different partner. After selecting these invoices, the user needs to click on Batch and choose Based on Selection. Based on Selection processes payments only for the selected records. Alternatively, users can create a rule under the basis of rule option and use that for processing. For now, I'll explain the Based on Selection method. After that, click OK. The system lists all the selected invoices. Users can select multiple invoices or even all records they want to process in a single batch schedule. After selecting the invoice schedules, it proceeds to the batch payment creation screen. Here, you need to select the organization in which the payment batch schedule will be created. Choose the document type for the batch schedule. Select the bank from which you want to send or receive money and the bank account. If required, you can change the currency. If a valid conversion rate exists, the converted amount will be reflected automatically. In this example, I'm demonstrating with the same currency, Indian rupee, as used in the open invoices. The currency type comes into play when converting amounts between different currencies. Next is the payment method, which here is online transfer. The account date is the date when this transaction will be recorded in the books of accounts. The override payment method checkbox is always marked as true, read only. This means the payment method selected here will override the one available on the invoice schedules. The consolidate checkbox is used to combine payments. If marked true, the same setting will apply to the payment batch schedule as well. If the same business partner has multiple invoices, all those records will be consolidated into one payment line with multiple invoices linked in allocation. After enabling Consolidate, click OK. The system will display a message confirming that the batch is created successfully, along with its document number. You can verify the record under the Payment Batch section. Here we can see the selected organization, the generated document number based on the document type, the document type, bank, bank account, document date, payment method, and currency next. Let's verify the batch lines. We had selected 3 invoices, 2 for one business partner and 1 for another. For the first business partner, we can see the receipt location, bank account, and account name. In the payment line details, the bank account number and routing number are displayed. Here, both selected invoices for this business partner are reflected with their references. The processed checkbox is false for now and will turn true once the payment is generated. Each batch line displays the invoice reference, the schedule reference, whether it is against an order, the payment method, GL line, future references for payment and allocation, once generated, total amount, due date, discount amount, discount date, currency, conversion rate type, converted amount, bank account, and business partner account. Since 2 invoices were selected, 2 lines appear for this business partner. For the second business partner, Revin, we also see a payment batch line with the receipt location, invoice references, and all relevant amounts. This is how you can generate payment batch schedules from the payment form based on selection for invoices. Advance and deposit payments. Next, we'll discuss advance and deposit payments, recording payments against purchase or sales orders before invoicing. You can select orders from either receivables or payables. After selecting the orders, click Batch, choose Based on Selection, and click OK. Follow the same steps as before. Select organization, document type, bank, bank account, currency, currency type, and payment method. Then click OK. The system generates a payment batch schedule against the selected business partner. You can verify it under the Payment Batch section. Since all order schedules belong to the same business partner, there is only one line in the batch. In the batch line details, you can see references for all 3 selected order schedules and their corresponding amounts. GL Journal Settlements. You can also use the payment form for GL Journal settlements. First, select the GL lines you want to process, either all or some specific ones. After selection, click Batch, select the payment method, and click OK. The system will generate a document, which you can verify. If 2 business partners are involved, there will be 2 GL lines for each partner. You can verify the business partner, the receipt location, the GL references, the amounts. This shows how the batch is created against selected GL lines, in the same way as with orders or invoices. Multicurrency payment batch schedules. Now let's see how to process payment batch schedules in multiple currencies. If you have invoices in different currencies and want to make a payment from a bank account in another currency, you can do so easily. Select the required schedules, click Batch, and enter. Organization document. Type bank and bank account currency in which you want to create the batch schedule. Currency type payment method account date. The converted amount will appear automatically based on the conversion rate applicable on the account date. For example, if the invoice is in euros, the amount will be converted accordingly using the spot rate for that date. After clicking OK, the record is created in euros, which you can verify under the payment batch schedule. Here you can see the business partner and receipt location, the invoice reference, the converted amount reflecting correctly according to the selected currency. Conclusion. This is how we can generate payment batch schedules from invoices, orders, or GL journals in single or multiple currencies, with options to consolidate payments and apply currency conversions automatically. So that's all about how you can use the payment form to create a payment batch schedule based on selected records. You can select open invoices, GL lines, or orders to generate the batch schedule accordingly. Thank you. That's everything we wanted to cover in this topic. Thank you so much.